Okay, so this is gonna be part one of the barn reveal. This video is mostly gonna be showing you how Ben built this barn. I'm still putting away Halloween stuff. Yes, cat. He bought some books and it's basically self-taught, mostly just in like the last year or so that he's been living here. I'm not gonna say like anyone can build a barn, but you know, maybe. I think it's really interesting just to watch the process. So yeah, that's mostly what this video is going to be. And then the next video will be more of like the official reveal and barn tour and all that good stuff. For anybody who doesn't know, we run a 501 animal rescue here, Wild Things Sanctuary. And horses are one of the animals that we try to really help. We've taken in a lot of rescue horses. And while we have several barns already that came with this property, we absolutely needed more. And we really needed, the barns here are kind of old. They're really quaint. I love them, but they're a little old, not exactly the most practical. So we needed more room, more stalls. I did not have the funding in the sanctuary's budget to hire someone to build it or to buy like a prefab one. And so that's where Ben came in and basically was like, I'm gonna support this thing that you do that makes you so happy that I think you're good at by doing it myself. So really incredible. Ben builds a barn, a video that is like 8 months in the making.
All right, we're back, day 4. So we finished the framing for the second floor. And so that way it's tall enough so the stock trailer can drive through. It's also gonna give just additional support for the framing. And so what we started doing yesterday was these 45-degree braces. We do have to go buy more materials today to finish those 45-degree pieces. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put just additional blocking and cleats underneath the structural pieces, just because right now they're just held up by screws. We shouldn't be using screws at all. We should be using nails, because nails have better shear strength. The screws have better pull. Nails have better shear. They're stronger. So Adri, who's in charge of editing, this is the point where you go ahead and hit the time-lapse button, fast forward by 20 or 12 or 24, and that way you can watch it in a little bit faster pace. Sorry, I'm back. Had to find more 2x4s and cut some more wood, but I'm back. All right, we got to a stopping point. Gotten all the little cleats, blocking pieces up. So we can't do anything else further until we go get some more material to cut the 4x4s to do the 45-degree pieces right here. And so we take a break and we'll keep you updated and we'll start again when we get back. All right, we're back, day 5. Adri's dad's out helping.
Building a barn. Dad came to visit.
All right, you can still see me. All right, so there. So I'll just catch you up on what you've missed so far. We built, so you got the center structure, flooring's done on the first floor. We've got the framing for the stalls. There's 3 stalls on both sides. And so now I'm just finishing off the rafters for the individual stalls. I've got a couple pieces I've got to put on today, and I got to buy more lumber in order to further support the rafters. They need more support. It's kind of chilly outside. Don't tell Adri, but it's before 8 a.m. and she's got a firm rule that she doesn't want us working, or me. She doesn't want me working before 8 a.m. So hopefully she'll understand. got up all the materials I had. All the rafters are up except for one. That one in that far corner. And so, good time to take a break. Gonna have to buy more materials and then we'll start again. All right, so I think we're on total day 8, working on the barn. And so right now I'm working on the roof rafters for the individual stalls. Again, it's a 6-stall horse barn. Each of the stalls is gonna be about, at the very lowest point, 9 feet high and 12 by 12 enclosed area. So right now, until we get more rescues, it'll be adequate and we'll have to start expanding. All right, so I've got my let's try not to do that again so my phone doesn't fall. All right, so I've got my 13.5 foot rafter piece, a 2x6. I've got my about 2 foot scrap 1x12 that I've screwed on to the end of my rafter piece. I've got about 12 to 18 inches extended. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lift up the back end of this rafter, set it on my brace piece, just slide it down. And when it gets to the end, I might have to just kind of hop it over that last little rail. You can't see it, can you? Well, minor adjustment. Let's see, that might make it a little bit easier to see. All right, support piece, sliding it down the rail. It's gonna be pretty close fixed, so if I didn't have this, it might just fall through the back of the brace and then I have to climb down, bring it back up and try it again. But let's see how it works with this little bit of a 18-inch support piece. Whoop. All right, so I landed it on the back. Let's see. All right, so let's see if you can see that. So what I did was I just landed it on the back piece right there. And so now what I can do is I can slide this rafter forward and it just drops into place, just like that. All right, so Adri reminded me that I need to be filming more frequently with regards to the barn build, and I've just been distracted and I've been slacking and I haven't followed through so much. So this is where we are so far. All the internal framing is set up, all the posts in the ground. We've got all the posts for the exterior stall walls set up. So each of the stalls is gonna have a 4-foot gate on the outside and then a 4-foot gate on the inside, which I haven't built the post for. And so that way we can enclose the horses and the mules inside the stalls. And this will be covered. There'll be a roof section over each of the stalls. And so right now what I'm doing is as I'm ordering on my rough cut lumber for the siding, cutting all my siding or at least the external siding at a 45-degree angle so that when the pieces come together, they all meet together and create a little bit more of a water barrier to keep water out. Got some of the stall walls up, got a lot of the framing. Right now it's just siding for the most part. And then once we get all the siding done, then we'll build the roof trusses, gates on, hang the gates, order all our gate hardware. It should be relatively done. I say that. We're talking about probably at a minimum 3 to 4 more weeks. I'd originally projected this entire project to be about a 3-month project, working on the weekends. And so now it's in the first week of May. Still making good progress. I'm happy with the progress, but it's not the 3-month timeline that I thought I was gonna be able to meet. That's okay. But I'm expecting maybe 1 more month and I think it'll be really close to done. But it's turning out well so far. Stay tuned. Here's some of our horses grazing over here. Some of our new rescues. I think Adri has got separate videos on that. But so this is the acreage that they've got right now. And so this is the 6-stall barn as we are right now. So this is the back entrance, about 9 feet tall at the lowest point, so that we can drive our stock trailer through if we need to put hay in the top section up here, if we need to bring the horses in, unload them, load them up. And so we've got 3 stalls on the right. And so these 3 stalls are completely done except for the 4-foot gates. There'll be a 4-foot gate on the back, a 4-foot gate on the front. So these 3 stalls are completely done. Ignore the auger, I broke it. And so these 3 stalls are almost completely done. So these are our 2 unofficial semi-first horse barn guests. Seem to be enjoying it. That's Charlie, by the way, in case you didn't know. That's Charlie, that's Hodor, just 2 of the rescues on the farm. Now it's the middle of July, and it's hot. It's super hot in Georgia. We do have 1 semi-official first horse barn guest, is Riker. Riker is one of our youngest rescues. Riker was born with a little bit of a bow-legged feet and ankles, and so his situation got progressively worse and worse before we rescued him. And so we rescued him when he was about 10 months old, and we had him for a week or 2, took him to the vet. A couple of vets said they wouldn't be able to save him. Adri's gonna do a whole video on this, so I don't need to share most of the details, but either way. So he's here, he's had his surgery. Riker's recuperating in the first semi-official horse stall. All right, about time for a barn update. There's Riker having his morning breakfast. But here we are, 2nd floor. We've got all the rafter pieces up. Got these little 45-degree pieces for wind bracing. Putting the final support pieces on these 45-degree corner posts for the rafters. And then we're gonna start putting the cross pieces up so we can mount the metal sheets to it, or the sheet metal to it for the final roof. My first half coat of a weather treatment on the roof, because I won't be able to reach it when the next roof's up, and it turned out really well. You can see the difference between the bottom here and the top, which has been that Rust-Oleum weather-treated rust-proof paint. All right, here we are. Our very last portion before it's completely waterproof. I'm on the top of the barn. I've left those last couple sections off because that's how I can actually climb up on top of the roof in the safest manner. But so far, I've painted all the panels, and I'm getting ready to put up the last of the panels. And so I've got to take off this ridge cap and replace it with the new and improved version. And so then once I do that, I'll just patch the small little holes from the old screw holes in the roof to make it completely or 90% waterproof. And then we can start putting hay in the loft.